Greetings everyone, I'm Brittany Duran from Punished Props and welcome to Prop Live. Hello to all you Prop Tarts in the chat who are watching live. It's good to see all of you. Bill is traveling this week. He is down in Georgia, so I'm doing the Prop Live thing today, and I'm really excited because I'm starting a new cosplay, and it's not the Overwatch costume I plan on doing, and I'm totally still doing that, but I don't need it until November, which is BlizzCon. Probably this summer I'll start working on my Overwatch costume, but Bill and I are going to be down at San Diego Comic-Con. We're pretty obsessed with Fallout 4. It's a lot of fun. The art is really cool, so we want to do some kind of costume from that game, and I figured out what I want to do. This book is awesome. It's called The Art of Fallout 4. Look how huge it is. So these are concept art pages, but they also have the, was it T45, I think. Isn't that so cool? So I'm not making that. The thing I fell in love with was when Bill was running around in Fallout 4. I was watching him play, and he ran into an Assaultron, and the Assaultron ran up to him and destroyed his face. And I got the same feeling I got when I first saw the Draugrs, where I was like, oh, it's such a cool character. I really like the design, and here it is. And this is a high poly model. It doesn't have the texture on it, but it's a really good reference. So the first thing I did, the same thing I did for the Skyrim costumes, I wanted really good references. For these references, I used a really cool program. The mod community for Bethesda games is called Nexus Mods. I used Bethesda Archive Extractor, and it's a great way to learn how to develop video game assets. You need to have bought Fallout 4 and have the assets on your computer, and then this will help you extract the files. There's a whole tutorial on here. You can look up video tutorials too on how to do this. I put those in Maya, and then I rendered out some really cool orthographic views and some perspective views of the character. Ta-da! So not only did I extract the static pose of the character, I also extracted the loading screen one, so I have a cool posed version of the character. So I can see like where the knee bends and stuff. How cool is that? I am super stoked about getting these references. The piece I'm going to be working on today is the foot and the calf. First, I'm going to show you something cool I did yesterday. I made a lower leg form out of duct tape. The basic rundown is I wrapped plastic wrap around my leg, and then I wrapped the plastic wrap in duct tape, and then I cut it off my leg. I taped up the seam and then filled the leg form with that, I think it's called Polyfoam. It's that filler that goes into pillows, but I also put in a poster tube so I wouldn't use as much filler. I didn't have that much left. In fact, I ran out of filler and used a little crumpled up newspaper in the top here. You can fill these guys with anything. I saw people use expanding foam, and this is just a really rough template that I can use to build armor on. So this body form goes right in my sneaker and stands up. I'm going to add material to the sneaker to kind of bulk it up and get that form, and then I'm going to make a template on top of that form to use for my foam. All of this is going to be made out of 6mm craft foam. This is all super cheap. Got it at Joann Fabrics. This toe piece is going to be separate. I'm going to wrap foam around the toe and attach it to the shoe. This whole other part will be a separate piece that will get attached back by the heel. So I'm going to put some duct tape on this form here for my toe template. I got my form for the bottom of the toe. It'll go on like that. Boop. Sweet. Yeah, it probably would have been easier to just add some plastic wrap over top of this form I made, and then add some more tape on top of that, and then when you cut it free, there'd be a nice divide. But this'll work out fine. And I want to extend this pattern out a little bit. I want to have like a 1/2 inch of extra material. And this is just a grinding bit that we've had for years, so it's got a nice smooth texture to it. Usually what we do for rounding over shapes is we have this medicine ball that we picked up years ago, and it's pretty round. And this is just an old heat gun we got from Harbor Freight. I think I want to curve the toe of this down a little bit, so I'm just going to heat up that little section. It's a little more rounded now. So one thing I do need is a circle. I do have some PVC pipes that we have used the Rotary Tool to taper the edges, that we use these to punch out holes in foam. This looks like it was a vacuum attachment. It's really thin though. I don't know where he got this pipe, but he looks like he already sharpened the edge of it. So I'm gonna use this to punch out some holes. That made it almost all the way through. That's the back of it, and you can see there's a little bit of a circle there. So what I think I'm going to try and do is heat form this and then bend it so it's a little more 3D. I don't just want it to be flat on there. I want it to look more like a bolt. Look, it looks like I totally just made some foam bottle caps, only they're smooth. I got my foot bits, and now I have these little knob bits that I'll glue down with super glue. And I got my accelerant. So usually what I do is I spray the accelerant on one side of the foam and then put the super glue on the other piece, so that way when I place it, it will instantly bond and I won't worry about it slipping around and leaving that crusty super glue residue everywhere. But the good thing about this is I have the templates to make the other side, so that side will go much faster. Now I'm going to start working on the calf piece. I'm going to go grab my plastic wrap, wrap it in plastic wrap, and then wrap that in duct tape, and that's what I'm going to trace my form onto for the armor. That way when I peel it off, it won't be stuck to everything underneath it. There. That'll work. I've got my foot pieces and I have my calf piece, and I'm going to attach them together down here, I think up here. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to attach these together with snaps eventually, so they will snap together. Also, there's a front knee bit that goes in front of here, so I might end up cutting this back a little, but that looks pretty good. It's kind of flush here, and then it sticks out really far in the back. There's a bit of cloth that's going to come down here to kind of bridge the gap here, so I just have very tiny ankles. Thanks for hanging out with me on this crazy foam smithing adventure. I think I learned a lot about templating for feet. I now have a pretty good process down, so hopefully the rest of the costume will go a lot faster. Also, I now have all these handy templates I can use to make the other leg. I'll make all the attachments to attach these foam pieces together, and also add the rivets, kind of like I did with this guy, only smaller. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you really like watching these Punished Props videos, you can support us over on Patreon at patreon.com/punishprops. Also, check out all our social media pages. Head on over to our website at punishprops.com. We have a whole page just dedicated to foam smithing tutorial videos. We also have ebooks. This guy in particular is how to make foam armor for your costumes, and this is a really awesome book. It's gigantic. It's like 184 pages. You can pick up the ebook on our website or get a physical one if you like owning physical things. So definitely go check all that out. There's a lot to learn. I'm looking forward to learning more, and I hope you learned a little bit too on this live stream. And I will see you next time.